Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Digital Logic Design course. Today is our first online lecture. And today's class is related to the lab. In today's lecture, I will give you a brief outline about Digital Logic Design lab and what we are going to do in the lab in this whole semester. So let's start. Digital Logic Design is a 4-credit-hour course in which 3 is for theory and 1 for the lab. So what are the learning objectives of Digital Logic's design? Before going deep into this subject, I think first we have to understand that what is this course and what are the objectives for Digital Logic Design. So actually this course is a basic course for hardware designing and only digital hardware. So whenever we will talk about digital communication, that is in the form of 0 and 1, so it includes digital circuit designing, digital system designing, digital IC designing, whatever that is related to digital design, and logic design. What is logic? Logic means that there will be some algorithms or there must be some methodology we are using in order to run any system. So this course actually give a brief understanding to the students about digital systems and the designing of digital system. So in this course we will be studying about the number systems, about the logic gates, about the combination of logic gates and circuits. These logic gates and the numerical systems are the same which we study in our college, but the difference will be here in Digital Logic Design we will study more detail about designing of the logic gates, applications of the logic gates, and we will understand their mechanism or their structure. We will be studying different methods of calculations like K-map and others, flip-flop, latches. So all these are related with digital communication. So our objective is to get the basic understanding of digital system designing or digital communication system designing. In this course we will be having lectures, there will be assignments. For the labs we will be doing practical labs, and those labs will mostly be on software, and if we will get the chance I will give you an experience of doing hardware lab also. Finally we will be having some project. That project will be maybe related to theoretical or on the software which we will use in our labs, and we will be having presentations. The most important thing I want to tell students is that from the beginning of this course you have to be serious regarding your attendance, your assignment submission, and if you don't understand anything I will be available during the class timing online. You can ask me about your queries. These are the recommended books. I will be consulting the lectures and these lectures I will also provide you notes. Secondly, the first book, Digital Logic and Computer Design by Morris Mamo, that is second edition, and another one is Fundamentals of Digital Logic and Verilog Design. I will recommend that you should buy this book. You can also download the PDF form, but it will be better if you are having a hard copy of this book. Secondly, our lecture slides will be available on our LMS also. So let's start our today's lecture. So what's our today's lecture is related to the introduction to the DLD labs, in which we will discuss about the Digital Logic Design lab and about the professional tools that we will be using in our course throughout the semester. So let's start. Digital Logic Design lab. Experiments are designed in such a way that students become well aware of the concepts they learn in the theory session. Actually, the main purpose of Digital Logic Design lab is to give you an idea that whatever you are studying in the theory, how in the practical life or on the hardware or software level, how we implement that theory. This is, you can say, before this we studied applied physics, in which we give a brief understanding of different type of mechanisms like electromagnetic. Second step is we will study about those electromagnetic were because of some of the electricity or magnets or from the devices, but how those devices work, how they are made of, that we study in Digital Logic Design. So in this lab our main goal will be to understand how we implement the theoretical knowledge into practical. The aim of the module is to introduce the students the topic that includes combinational and sequential circuit analysis and designs, detailed circuit design, optimization methods using random logic gates. Okay, you no need to get worried that maybe you will be thinking that maybe we will study about the circuit analysis or we will be designing some type of circuits. It is not like that. Actually, in digital design, digital is quite different from analog one. In analog, we design circuits. We design, we have capacitor, inductor, these type of components. But in digital, when we talk about digital, this means we are talking about 0-1 communication. So this means there will be more calculations, there will be more logics, there will be more tables, there will be more maps. So how those maps, for example, if we talk about different type of gates in theory, we study always about the maps or the truth tables, but how those truth tables are implemented in practical life, this we will do in our lab. Professional tools. Professional tools we will be using of two types, hardware and software both. In hardware, we will be using logic gates and FPGA. In software side, we will be using Proteus, VHDL and Verilog. So what are these things? Let's have a look one by one. First we talk about hardware. So in hardware, logic gates. In theory, we will study about different type of gates and their truth tables. But how those truth tables are implemented in real life. On the right side here, you can see this black color IC with a number of legs, and these legs will be also on this side. So actually these type of ICs are digital component, you can say. Inside these ICs there are these gates which are performing 0, 1, 1, 0 operations. For example, if we want to implement AND gate in our practical system, we will be using IC 7408. Same for NOT gate, we will be using 7404, OR gate 7432, NAND gate 7400, XOR gate 7486 and NOR gate 7402. So in our DLD labs we will study one by one about all these ICs. We will also discuss their diagrams, their working, what are the working principles of each pin, because each pin is responsible for different tasks. So in logic gates we will study about the IC, and for the practical we will be using breadboards. Although breadboards are not available in here, but I will try to show you some breadboards and do our experiments on those breadboards, and I will also help you see these ICs and teach you how to use them. So in logic gates we will be using this. So this is the gate. Maybe you will be watching first time. So these are the ICs which we use for the functions of or implementation of these gates. Second, in hardware we will be using FPGA. What is FPGA? FPGA is Field Programmable Gate Array. It is an integrated circuit designed to be configured by a customer or a designer after manufacturing. Hence the term field programmable. The FPGA configuration is generally specified using a hardware description language, that is HDL. Okay, if you see on this board, actually this is a kit. Kit means for specific task or for different tasks we use this kit. Actually you can see FPGA here. See, this is the Xilinx company, and FPGA is no more than a chip. It is actually a chip which is designed for the industry, and it is programmable chip. What do you mean by programmable? Programmable mean you can use this chip as per your requirement, so you can program or feed your program inside it and use it for your different applications. And how we feed those programs in this? By programming language, but not the software programming language. The language we use for programming FPGA is HDL, that is hardware description language. So we will also study about FPGA. We will study about their FPGA designing, FPGA architecture and FPGA programming, that is hardware description language. Where we use these FPGAs? Nowadays in smart homes, smart agriculture, automations, everywhere where we want to control or to digitalize the system, we use FPGA. So the FPGA is also an example of digital logic design. Now come towards the softwares. In industry, whatever we do, like FPGA board, before designing an FPGA, or before designing any system, first we implement that design into a software, or you can say it a professional tool or a design suite. So Proteus is also one of those design tools which are used in industry or in labs and in research and development in order to simulate our system before implementation. So once we get simulation results, and after that we get hardware results, and we compare those before commercializing any product. So if you know how to use Proteus, then there are a lot of jobs for you in the designing field. It doesn't matter that you are from a computer science department or you are from engineering background, but if you know how to use these professional tools, it will be very useful for your future career. So in DLD Labs, I will teach you about Proteus, how to use this Proteus for different designing, and we will be using this Proteus for our different designs like FPGA, for gates and other simple designs. VHDL and Verilog. In previous slides I told you that in order to use FPGA or any digital device, we use some programming, and that programming is different from a software programming that we use C++, C++, like those type of. This VHDL and Verilog are hardware languages, and these two languages are used for designing processors, motherboards, CPUs, computer chips, mobile chips, all type of digital communication equipment or components. They use VHDL and Verilog. So in digital and logic design labs, we will be using these two languages. We will do one by one. Okay, some students sometimes thinks that like in programming or software programming, we are always expert of any one language. So what about VHDL and Verilog? Which language is more important and which one we should learn? So in case of hardware designing languages, you should not ask that which language we should learn, Verilog or VHDL, but you should ask that which language we learn first, Verilog or VHDL. So this means you should know both languages if you want to go towards hardware language or hardware designing. So in digital and logic designing, we will be using these both languages. If I go back, here, digital logic design labs. In digital logic design labs, in the first few weeks, like from next week, I will provide you the lab manuals, and we will start with the logic gates, and we will understand some in theoretical, whatever we will be doing in our theory lecture. Next week we will try to complete in the lab. Like for example, if in the theory lecture we will learn about the logic gates and their truth tables, so in the lab we will perform or read about these ICs. Software, this is a free software, and I will also provide you the link that is already, I think, on the LMS, but you no need to install it now. When the time will come, I will ask you and we can install. Maybe after 11th, if the universities will open, then it will be more easy for you, because we can perform this in our labs. And for VHDL and Verilog also we have to install software, but in our later stage. That will be in the second stage. First we have to complete our this logic gate stuff. So in next lab lecture I will discuss about the lab manuals and about the logic gate ICs. Okay, now I tell you about something about the grading for this course. I think the lecture will be quite long, so let's talk about this grading and assignments and other stuff in the second part of the video. So let's end this video here.